Well, hello there, my Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your twin flame reading for October 2019. Have you noticed there's something a little different? Yeah, actually in Saratoga visiting my parents for the weekend. I needed to get off Long Island for a little bit, so they let me go in the basement. They cleaned off a desk. I cannot tell you how much of my childhood is in this room. It's a little jiggery, but I'm fine. There's a wall of creepy dolls over there. If any of you have been following me on Facebook for the past, I don't know, what, 7, 8 years, you know about my mother's fascination with creepy dolls. Maybe if this reading goes well and needs a little laugh or a little October spooky, I'll take a picture and put it in for you. Oh my God, legions. The woman has legions of creepy dolls. Well, I call them creepy dolls. She calls them antique collectibles. I am the beholder, I suppose. So that being said, I haven't touched sugar for weeks. I come to my house, my mother's been feeding me nothing else but that's a mom for you. That's what happens when your mother's a Cancerian. She just wants to feed you, apparently. So I'm rested, I relaxed. I went to a farmer's market today. They got some cool stuff in Saratoga. Cold though, but not that it's warm 24/7 on Long Island, 24/7, 365 on Long Island either. So it's good to be here. I got a good night's sleep. I really needed it, out of my usual patterning. You know how that is, Pisces, we're mutable. I am Pisces Moon. By the way, if you're new to my channel, I should have started with this. My name is Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and working out of my parents' basement. Although this basement literally is bigger than the first floor of my house. So there you have it. For my subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. Really, and if you're new and you feel like subscribing, please do. My numbers are creeping up there little by little by little. My readings apparently seem to be drastically different for what's going on YouTube, particularly with my twin flame reading. So before we start drawing cards, let me do a little clarifying. Down in the description box, there are links for 3 different videos, 2 of which I have done, and 1 done by a brilliant spiritual teacher by the name of Matt KAHN, K-A-H-N. And that video is called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. I came across that a little over a year ago, changed my whole scope on the whole thing, my whole perspective on twin flames, because I never liked the idea of twin flames anyway. You know, in the olden days, a twin flame, only one of you incarnated at one time, so that the other one would be calling you forward on your spiritual path. That sucks ass, right? Not into that. Not into no ghost sex. Thank you very much. And now it's conflated, right? Twin flames and soulmates are the same thing. They're not. They're 2 different forms of contracts. Pre-incarnational soul contracts that you agree to with other souls in order to help your souls evolve. And that's why I did a video as well called Clarifying Twin Flames and Soulmates, because it took me a little while to integrate that and really see the differences between the 2 in my life. So that's what's on there as well. So go have a look. Otherwise, you're going to be a little pissed off at the definition of twin flame and soulmate, which I will give you now in brief. A twin flame, soulmate, a twin flame contract is an agreement that you make with another soul where the relationship content, regardless of the form, meaning that it can be any form of relationship, not just lover, romantic, it can be family member, it can be, you know, friend, although twin flame friends are a little tricky. Well, all twin flame relationships are tricky because they're turbulent, transform, triggery, troublesome, turbulent, if I didn't say turbulent already, tumultuous relationships, contracts that teach you how to love yourself, how to heal yourself, how to take care of yourself, self-esteem, self-boundary, self-respect, the whole 9 yards. And of course you have more than one. We all have more than one twin flame contract in our lives at a given time. My father was a twin flame relationship for me and me to him, because by contract we could not give each other what the other one wanted, right? Like he wanted a heterosexual Christian son. Didn't work out that way, Dad, and I came out of the closet while he was still alive. He died the summer between high school and college for me, so I guess I was 17 years old. where my mother, who I am staying with for the weekend, definitely a soulmate. We've always been there for each other in one way or another, trying to help each other heal. That it's not that we didn't have our bumps in the road and our arguments. I mean, look at me. Of course we had our arguments, but they always smooth themselves over, right? Love always wins out. So this relationship may or may not be, sorry, what we're going to look at here, your twin flame reading here may or may not be about a twin flame contract, sexual romantic, although that does depend on the fall of the cards. And I will tell you, as much as, you know, you may not like the concept of the twin flame being something different, I tell you, it sets you free in a lot of ways. Particularly, I think, as a Pisces moon, it's like my soul went, oh, that makes so much more sense. Because then you really see who your teachers are, right? It's like your teachers and your twin flames and your soulmates, right? Not that you can't learn from a soulmate, obviously. You learn how to give love, how to help each other heal, obviously. Cool, cool. So let's get down to business. Sorry for the long exposition, but it's necessary for these reads. So we're going to start with 3 cards from the Caroline Myss archetype deck. All the decks that I'm reading are in the description box below, in at the bottom, actually. I really make sure my description boxes are well done. I'm a Virgo sun, for that's Leo rising, but Pisces moon. So I also asked them to keep me out of these reads, at least until afterwards when I watch it again. So what this will do is we're going to pick 3 cards. These will sort of be the general energies. The first card will be for the divine feminine. Yes, we're using the language of divine feminine, divine masculine. That's just what we're doing. I would prefer to call it divine yin, divine yang, and the twin flame relationship in the center lane, as I call it, where the two blend. But, you know, people aren't familiar with divine yin and divine yang as they are divine feminine and divine masculine. So that's what we're going to do. That's fine. My cards don't care. We pick the language. They fill in the guidance, right? So let's dive in. We're ready. Decks have already been blessed. I did that before I hit record. Creepy dolls and all. Here we go. Here we go. My pantheons, please. 1 card for the divine feminine in this twin flame, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, Piscean relationship. The Pisces collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond, October-ish, for the divine feminine. What is the dominant archetype for this divine feminine, the soul power she is alchemizing from lead to gold? Oh, angel. Aren't you just an angel? By the way, my middle name is Angelo. As I said, Mark Angelo Lyons. My mother has been calling me Angel since I was a child. So I'm digging that, and I do consider myself a divine feminine, but we'll get into the definitions on that card, like so many. I wouldn't call these oracle cards necessarily. I call them archetype cards, as that's what they are. So I'll read what's on those once I get the 3 of them on the table. So my pantheons, please. 1 card for the divine masculine in this Pisces collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. 1 card for the divine masculine. What is his dominant archetype in this twin flame deal? What is the dominant soul power that he is alchemizing from lead to gold? By the way, remember, I'm not talking about bodily gender. I'm talking about energetic dynamic. I hope everybody catches on to that eventually. Well, the lover. Okie dokie. Okie dokie pokey. We know what we're up to here. So, you know, with the lover card, yes, it can certainly mean parental love, whatever, but when I read it, you'll get it. Chances, this just really shifted the balance as being more romantic. So the angel and the lover, angel love, oh, my angel love, can be demonic, twin flame. Let's look. And I mean that in the best possible way. What is a demon but an angel who has forgotten who they are, right? Then aren't we all demonic in our own way, because we are all angels in disguise? You're an angel in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. All right. Thank you. Just saying through me. Please, 1 more card. My pantheons for this Pisces collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, what is the dominant archetype in this twin flame relationship? The dominant soul power, that is being evolved in and between the two of them for October 2019 and beyond. The orphan child. Now, this is all feeling left out, about being abandoned and rejected, but in its pain, how painful it is, in its lead, is as magnificent and empowering as it is in its gold. So let's do those really quickly. Divine Feminine, you are the angel archetype. Light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. Right, it's all those stories about people getting flat tires in the middle of the road, thousands of miles away from where anybody can see them, and suddenly someone appears out of nowhere, fixes their tire, you turn to thank them, and they're gone, right? That sort of angelic intervention, but this is obviously in a human body. This is an archetype that humans carry with them. So for the Divine Feminine here, helping those in need with no expectation of return. And that's a pretty high-flying, high divine. This is a divine family archetype. Shadow attribute, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. Well, my middle name is Angelo. Lord knows I've done it. Falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance, which is just not fun. You know, it's not a great thing to falsely claim to be in touch with any guidance other than perhaps your own intuition. But, you know, for a divine family archetype, that is a tricky thing, because, you know, when you're hearing voices, right, there are two different ways to hear voices. There is the, no, I'm really feeling the inspiration of my higher self, the guidance, the grace. I mean, I'm clairaudient, clairvoyant, and empathic. I see it, I feel it, and I hear it. So to fake that is just really, really toxic and very, very, very unfair, not just to everyone else, but to yourself. It's just, and it's not even about karma chameleon. It's about, you know, that it just clogs up the intuitive system. It weighs you down because that guilt does not go away until it is healed, particularly once you start screwing with the angels. Not fun. Just saying, everybody thinks angels are these like fluffy beings with like wings and diapers. It's like they're the soldiers of heaven. That's why they're in orders, right? I'm of the order of Uriel, which makes me feel like the ass kickers of the angelic kingdom. So let's look at this lover card for the divine masculine. The light attribute, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Now I have the lover archetype in spades. It's not in my Chronos wheel. That's the one that's lifelong. It's in my Kairos wheel. It comes and goes, backs up my Libra, interestingly enough, which is the prince for me. So I'm the lover prince, but this one can switch out diplomat, so I become the diplomatic prince. So I'm very familiar with this archetype, and in its light, sure, it's unbridled devotion and appreciation of someone or something. Like today we went to a museum. Like I have an unbridled appreciation to art, right? You know, different types of art, architecture, just driving through the beautiful, you know, architecture around here. But, you know, don't touch the art. So it's not that unbridled. I'm a Virgo, cross my legs. Ready for the shadow attribute, right? Because it's beautiful. It's that everybody wants to love type until they get to the shadow. Obsessive passion that harms others. Self-destructive devotion. I will not be ignored. A little Glenn Closer for you, please. Yeah. So you can feel that. That's just crazy pants, right? It doesn't matter biological gender. The lover in its shadow side is just as cuckoo bots as any other card, but particularly, you know, that's when you start boiling bunnies and keying cars, and, you know, be careful of the sacred drunk text taken out of context. And this is the twin flame itself. I mean, of any other card you could have got. And remember, I'm a Pisces moon. This sort of includes me. I'm going to try not to look at that. But I have the orphan archetype lifelong. Well, all of the child archetypes, they're the part of the survival family of archetypes. Go read Caroline Mace's MYSS, Sacred Contracts. Everybody has the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute archetype. And prostitute's not about selling your body. Maybe that's a small percentage of it. But the orphan child is one of the subsets. There's also the divine child, the nature child, magical child. There's a bunch in there. So the orphan child, light attribute, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving, right? Survival And that thing of having to go it alone. Like, I'm really glad I incarnated with this archetype, even though I was not literally orphaned. I never fit into my tribe. I never fit into my family. I mean, even now, I'm the only one with purple hair. I said to my mom today, am I the only gay person in the family? She goes, well, over here. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's step family. And I love the extended, but it's like, is there anyone else on the Italian side that is? I'm like, I have my suspicions. Well, I said I have my suspicions, right? So I've just always been the redheaded stepchild, right? Even in theater, I stuck out. Even in the LGBT community, I was like, I felt like I was the only witch in the LGBT community on Long Island for decades. So I know what that feels like, but I've never had to ask permission. I've never had to ask the tribe for permission to do anything I fucking wanted to do. Be a witch, color my hair, you know, start my own company. I just went and did it. I didn't need tribal approval, right? So the light side of that, amazing, so powerful. And I've got an insight before we're done reading this one. The shadow attribute, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, right? Abandonment, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Oh my God, I've had them through theater. My friends, we hung out in college. We were called the bakery, and we were not making cookies. It was the 80s. We could get away with it then. But do keep in mind the orphan archetype. It's so dominant in our hero culture, really, even classical mythic heroes. How many of them were orphaned? Look at all of your Disney heroes, right? What is it with Disney about knocking off people's parents, one or both of them, before the fucking movie starts, right? That they all have to find their own way. I mean, come on, Harry Potter. I know that's not Disney, right? Dorothy Gale, Wizard of Oz, Batman, Superman, right? Orphan, 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 orphan. So they all have to find their own way, and they learn how to survive, and in a way that does serve. Even the great god of fire and forge, Vulcan, symbolically was an orphan, because he was kicked off Olympus, landed in a volcano, learned smithing, and won his way back into a throne on Olympus because of the gifts that he could create, including creating Zeus's thunderbolts, jewelry for the goddesses, and according to Hercules and Xena, weapons that could kill gods. Depends on where you take your cannon from, baboom. So we got that laid out. So we got an angel, divine feminine angel, divine masculine lover, and this orphan child in the center of the relationship itself, that you may both be dealing with some abandonment issues, but that you got to go your own way. You got to call it another lonely day, right? Boy, isn't that song about the orphan archetype now? So what we're going to do is clarify this divine feminine angel archetype with 5 tarot cards: Daughter of the Moon, Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit, and you'll see how this works. If you haven't watched one of the previous videos, here we go. This is the last of the series. I always try and save up the best for last, right? So, my gods, please, top 5 cards, element spread for the divine feminine angel archetype in this Pisces collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Fire, what does she want? Earth, what does she have? Air, what does she think? Water, what does she feel? Spirit, what is the overview? Please, top 10 cards. Elements: Maiden, Mother, Crone, very clean cuts. All right, let's do this. So what does the divine feminine want? Element of fire. She wants her divine masculine. That is the Emperor card. Actually, this is a combination of the Emperor and the Hierophant all in one card, which I kind of like that a lot. Sort of like the Emperor priest or high priest. So she's definitely wanting her own experience of the divine masculine energy, putting things into action. Particularly if the divine feminine is the Piscean, all of this intuition wanting to actualize, right, and make it something actual, as well as a Canine very much wanting her divine counterpart. Now with that lover archetype in the divine masculine, I told you I'm already sort of getting that romantic context here, but let's keep going. Now that's the element of fire. The element of earth is like the wick, right, in the candle that feeds the flame. So what does she have to help her get what she wants? Well, she's got the frickin' divine masculine. She's got the divine feminine card, the Empress. So we're looking at the Empress and the Emperor. She's got to be herself. She's got to be true to herself. She has to be authentic. She has to allow her divine nature to be as it is. Now that's the thing about the divine feminine. It's so yin, right? It's so internal, but it is magnetic. So you can even say the more that the divine feminine, again, regardless of gender, just plays her natural role, the divine masculine will come to her because it's electromagnetic, right? It is that like that bringing it together, the divine yin, the divine yang, the positive, the negative, blah, 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 the feminine, the masculine. Cool. 2 major arcana cards out the gate, by the way. So what is she thinking about all of this? Well, the Gemini, a lot. What is she thinking? It's more like how much she's thinking, like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. It's like a butterfly there on the card. You know, just thinking. So that's good to have that at least in the in the air position, right? We got fire, earth, that's air. So to even just touch into that a little bit, yeah, there's a lot of thinking going on, but there's also a lot of, it feels like thoughts going out too. Like not just thinking about things either, but sort of, I guess you could call that visualization or prayer. It feels a little bit more divine masculine because Gemini, you know, this in the mental field, yes, you can be thinking about a Gemini, sun, moon, rising, and Uranus, who cares? But the mind is definitely active. So with that divine feminine goddess energy here, the Empress, that there's a great deal of thinking going on in here. And even if it's not about a Gemini, remember with Gemini, it's 2 twins, so it can be both positive and negative, to her benefit, to her detriment. Like one day she believes and the next day she doubts. So that can be a little stressful on the nervous system, huh? So let's find out how she feels. That should clarify that. How does she feel? Wands, Ace of Flames, that really, really wanting this, but wanting a new beginning. Now, either with a particular divine masculine or with the divine masculine in general. Now, remember that angel archetype that she's probably given a great deal with no expectation of return, but at the same time, there is stuff that she definitely wants some. All right, so they're rephrasing this for me. So this Piscean, whether this is, again, the Pisces, this could be Pisces over there, and it's going to flip-flop depending on who's watching this. This is somebody who really does give of themselves a lot, right? Even if it's through listening, right? It's not always so yang. It can be particularly yin that way, just kind of like maybe comforting people in that way. And though is sort of used to not getting things back like the Orphan does, here that it feels like that there is this seed of desire, wanting something more, and wanting a new beginning with it, wanting a new start. And I can feel that and also sort of relate to that. You know, the more times you've been incarnate on this planet, the path of true love, which is essentially what all of my readings are about with a few exceptions, it is tricky because lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, we've been building these reincarnational agreements so that we can heal and grow and become the best that we can be, maybe with ending up, isn't that horrible? Being in relationships that are healthier and healthier and more sustainable and more solid, right? So she's sort of wanting that Ace of Flames, that's what she's feeling. She's feeling that. Now, it's interesting to have a fire card in an elemental position of water. So it's feeling the desire, even if she can't quite put a face on it or a name to it. But of course, that's going to be different in the collective. I have a feeling she's got her eye on somebody. All right. So let's look at the overview. What does Spirit say about the overview? And here's this Aries card. Now, the Aries card, yes, like the Gemini card, it can say that there is an Aries, sun, moon, rising, whoever, whatever going on in this situation. Perhaps somebody who is selfish, because the first house, Aries, is the self, the ego, the personality, right? How we see ourselves, all that kind of stuff. But this can also be about, particularly with this Orphan archetype overlaying the relationship itself, that right now it's about her loving her taking care of her setting up her boundaries, and perhaps even leading the way for others. So, you know, for angel archetypes, I get that to the extent that we're so used to helping those in need with no expectation of return that we often forget to serve ourselves, right? To be there for ourselves, to love ourselves, because we can burn out really quickly. And I'm saying we because I have a touch of the angel archetype. Again, it's my middle name. Grew up with my mother calling me Angel. So, you know, it's a little hard for me to shake that archetypally or otherwise. Cool. So that's interesting. Don't worry. We're going to add one card to the end for the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the twin flame relationship itself before we're done. So for the divine masculine, we are using, I always do that, we are using the Mythic Tarot to do the same thing. So please, my gods, one card in clarity for this divine masculine in this Pisces collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. What does he want? Element of fire. What does he have to help him get what he wants? Element of earth. What does he think? Element of air. What does he feel? Element of water. And what is the over element of spirit, please, for this divine masculine in this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019? Oh, that one snuck out. Please. October 2019, please. For this Pisces collective. Divine masculine, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Got it. Maiden, mother, crone. Maiden, mother, crone. Got to slide them along the table, otherwise they skid. Let's have a look. What's this divine masculine want? This divine masculine wants to get on with it. The Wheel of Fortune about cyclic change. That has really been, I can feel this clear as day. That whether this is the Piscean or not, that is just like has been waiting for time to go by. Has been waiting. Let's get on with this. Has been doing his work, has been biding his time. But this is a cycle, like a season, right? Like the pagan wheel of the year. We're coming up to Samhain. Well, actually, Samhain is usually the first week, within the first week of November. Halloween and Samhain are not the same to me. I know I'm being a little bit of a pagan snob there, but it's just how I feel. Halloween is mischief night, and it's fun, and I love a good Halloween party. I used to throw them every year at the Silver Broom. Obviously, the Silver Broom's not there anymore. It's this career for me, and that's why I tend to like. Last couple of years I've stayed home on Halloween. It's been lovely staying home on Halloween. But you know, Samhain, that's the last Sabbath before we reboot at Yule. So to me, that's a much more sacred, quiet, contemplative time, spending time with my ancestors in private, in circle. So kind of feeling that thing of, can we get on with this already? Right? It's like we're almost there. And it has that feeling like, oh my God, it's almost there. And remember, this has got the lover archetype here. So, you know, divine masculines don't always show their emotions, right? Isn't that sort of the hallmark of a divine masculine? So, you know, the divine feminine might have no idea about how this dude, or again, dudette, I'm playing with gender roles here, but this divine masculine might not really have any idea, and they're just like, all right, I just need to get this a little bit more in order, and once this is in order, oh my God, because obviously the two of you are not together. At least that's how it feels, that even if you're in, whether you haven't established a relationship or not, we're going to look at that once this is done. But they're drawing my attention to it, to being like, really, you both might be feeling really orphaned from each other, and not by choice either way, right? Might not be when somebody walked away from somebody else. Not feeling that for the divine feminine. And really, first card down for the divine masculine. This is just a matter of time, the separation that you're in. Now, this reading may not be for everybody. Please go check your other signs as well. I really should say that at the beginning, right? Because I'm reading for a collective here, and as the cards fall down, it's like when I start the reading, they download this clay, and then with the cards and the intuition and the clairvoyance and the clairaudience becomes, you know, more detailed. But this divine masculine, I can feel, is just sort of waiting and just fucking get this over with. Wants to be with their divine feminine, but let's check, because that's what they want. What do they have? Well, interestingly enough, the Six of Wands, a victory. So they are, I mean, this is a minor arcana victory. It's not, you know, this major arcana triumph. But, you know, the Six of Wands there, the golden fleece has been attained after a lot of battle, right? A lot of journeying, Jason and the Argonauts, etc. So, the Six of Wands, victory. So they're making progress. They're definitely getting through the wheel of the year. It may be piecemeal victory. It might be from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Sometimes getting through a day feels like a victory when you're not with the person you love and want to be with. But again, this is a twin flame relationship. So this separation is transforming both of you, it feels, right? That you have to kind of look at your abandonment stuff. And they want me to clarify that there are plenty of twin flame relationships that get married. And as long as they understand the contracts, there are just certain things they want that they cannot give them, that they have to give themselves. That can be negotiated. It can be worked out. It can be healed, but you have to heal yourselves individually. And then your soulmates are your friends and, you know, members of your family and coworkers and stuff like that. But definitely making some progress here, some victory. He's got victory on his side. That's what he's got. I just hope he knows that, right? Know that every triumph, every victory is bringing you closer and closer, making this wheel move. So what's he thinking? What are you thinking, Divine Masculine? Well, from the Six of Wands to the Seven of Pentacles, right? So there is some appraisal going on here. So sort of appraising the situation, appraising the relationship, appraising how long this takes. Now, appraisal is about worth, right? When you have something appraised, like a ring, right? I have no idea how much I was supposed to pay for that ring, how much I talked them down for. That's Medusa. That's my Athena totem. A lot cheaper than you think. I love that card. Oh, turn my lip to stone. But, you know, that's the thing. What's it worth? Appraisal is not analysis. Appraisal is about how much is this worth? Time, money, energy, effort, etc. And this has been a long time going on here with that Wheel of Fortune card there, but definitely part of the fate and destiny of the Divine Masculine to kind of see this through, to make his victories here, there, and everywhere. But in their mind is like, I don't know if this is worth it. Is this worth it? It's been going on so long. We know how that is, right? Sometimes in movies, or those 3-hour movies where you can't leave, it's like, I just this is worth it, right? And that's why my guides say to me all the time, just watch the movie. Meaning of our lives is watch the movie. Just watch. You'll know what to do when you get to that scene. Stop projecting ahead. Just be where you are in the movie. Watch the movie, right? So some real evaluation here. In the mental. So what's going on in the emotional? How's he feeling? Well, Eight of Swords here. I mean, standing between, right, the fates, the or the Gorgons. It's looking like the fates to me there, even though they got snaky hair. Yeah, so it's the Gorgons and Apollo, right? Bound. Right? Think of the Eight of Swords in the traditional Rider Waite, right? That's the one where she's just like, oh my God, bondage scene gone wrong. Really, you just got to wiggle your fingers. It'll cut itself on the sword. Amateurs. To really look at this card, though, it's like just emotionally feeling bound, but bound by what? Some thoughts between a rock and a hard place, or in this case, a Gorgon and a god. I'm going between a Gorgon and a god. Can I please get that on a t-shirt? Caught between a Gorgon and a god. So there's a lot of overthinking I'm sensing on both sides, but the overthinking is really binding up the Divine Masculine here. This lover archetype who wants to love so much, just wants to get on with it. What's really holding them back, though, they may not see it as their own belief systems. You know, the Eight of Swords can very much be about limiting belief systems, right? That I must start to love. But if that's what you were raised in, or let's take it out of your family for a moment, what a shocker. What if that's just what's in your contract, to learn that love is its own reward, right? Still sounds like martyrdom, doesn't it? And believe me, that child, that orphan child, can feel quite martyred when its love is not returned, or not coming the way it wants it to, but is receiving it the way it needs to. For independence, for example, but healthy independence. Let's get one more down. What is the Spirit card? What is the overview for this Divine Masculine? Well, it's the Aquarian card. Queen of Swords, pulling back, seeing it from a higher place. Now, if the Divine Masculine in this Pisces relationship can do that, right? Doesn't mean they're an Aquarius necessarily. Can be, you know, that's why I'm very iffy. Go watch my vids, how I read, clarifying court cards, how I read, right? This is about really trying to see the larger picture, to try and do it in a friendlier, perhaps easier, more humanitarian way for the well-being of all, right? That's humanitarian. For the well-being of all, not just me, not just the people I like, the well-being of all involved, right? So for them to kind of do this in a kind humanitarian way is not just to their benefit and the benefit of the Divine Feminine, but for the well-being of all. There is a friendly way through this. And honestly, with the tension that I'm feeling going on here, this has this is either a parent and child that have been separated, not feeling that at all, or this is romantic, and just the two of you cannot be together. There's definitely that sense of separation with this divine orphan. Now we're going to clarify this card, but in a different way. We are going to start clarifying it with a Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. My angels, please, one card in clarity for this orphan child archetypal relationship here for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, Twin Flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. We've got a divine feminine angel here, a divine masculine lover here, the relationship, the orphan child archetype. Oh God, I'm feeling that in my gut. It's just like, oh, the yearning, the missing, the crying, the missing out, the circumstances keeping the two of them apart. Really, it's just like Nora Ephron waiting to reincarnate all over again. I can feel it. Very sad, but a lot of love built up here too. I can feel them both roasting in this twin flame energy. So my angels, please, a card of grace, of guidance, of clarity for this twin flame relationship. Well, ideas and inspiration. So definitely you are both becoming mentally clearer and clearer as ideas and information are coming in. And it would make sense that the twin flame, right, being a fiery thing, that you're sort of being put through the furnace, through the crucible right now, that it's burning away some stuff here and releasing some ideas and information. So if you think the emotional aspect as water, right? Putting it through fire, it turns it into air, it evaporates it. So there's great ideas and inspiration, and just like I said with all of, you know, the Superman, Batman, right? Dorothy Gale, Harry Potter, like they get these genius ideas because there's not as many distractions, right? It's like they don't have to check with tribal dictate of what's allowed and what's not allowed. They can just go ahead and have the ideas and inspiration, implement them for better or for worse, right? That's the journey in and of itself. So what we're going to do is clarify that with one of the two, one card each from the two tarot decks to bring more clarity into that. So let's do that, please, my gods. One card in clarity for this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Well, the Hora, 10 of Flames. Now, I know a lot of people see 10 of Flames as a burden being laid down, and sure, when you consider that the amount of work that goes into anything that ends with the dance of the Hora, like a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, right? All of that studying and work, or, you know, it's really only done, as far as I am aware, at bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and Jewish weddings, right? I've been to all three, so that's the only time I've ever seen it. Not really appropriate for a funeral or sitting shiva, right? This is a dance of celebration. So that there are completions that are happening for both of you in your own individual lives, and to get that there really is cause for celebration, though the orphan child is not going to feel that way unless they can see it through the lens of, what am I achieving? What desires am I building for myself? Am I clarifying for myself with those ideas and inspiration? That's really good. Like, if you're going to get that, let's get that card in that place, particularly for that orphan archetype. I mean, like I said, I have the orphan, even though I was not literally orphaned. Lots of us freaks and geeks, we have the orphan archetype. And man, did I want my own Batcave when I was a kid. Yeah, I'd still do Bruce Wayne, of course. Why wouldn't I do Bruce Wayne? I'm really more of a Clark Kent guy. Why? Because I'm a Wonder Woman incarnate. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. She had relationships with both of them, if you're not caught up with canon. Not Nick Cannon. Okay, so my gods, please, one card for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. We've got the orphan child with ideas and inspiration, with the 10 of Flames, the Hora. Please, what say you? A piece of your divine guidance and grace. Are you fucking kidding me? You got the 10 of Flames and the 10 of Pentacles. So look, you guys are getting your foundations completed, right? So that the two of you can move forward in this relationship, no question. In fact, your time orphaning, let's make that a verb for the moment. Archetypes are verbs anyway. That power, that soul power that's being alchemized here is bringing you into individual completion. Now, I have to say, there is a risk that's run here that you're probably not going to see October-ish. But there is a possibility here that the two of you become so whole and complete at your own levels that you move in separate directions, but that feels like of choice. We also have some more cards to lay down, so don't be freaked out by that. Sometimes it's like, well, we waited so long, and it was so arduous. And then you heal what you have to heal. You embrace what you have to embrace. You love what you have to love. And you timeline shift. You shift to a new timeline. You're not in the same overtone hair color. No, overtone. Each dimension has 12 overtones in it, right? So up to the next octave. Well, an octave is a set of 8. So like clicking up a channel, and suddenly you've conquered the boss on that level of the video game, and you've leveled up. And so sometimes you go in different directions. But that's why I think there's this quantum probability here that certain twin flames that may have been twin flames for decades, if not lifetimes, have this weird miracle opportunity, what I'm calling the twin flame soulmate hybrid, to become true lovers, where it implodes all of that stuff. This feels like a possibility here. Although, you know, as an orphan archetype, am I checking with everybody else about it? No, that is the guidance and the grace that I've gotten from walking this path fucking thousands and thousands of years. Bitter, me, what do you need? What do you mean? That's okay. I'm going to have my 0-calorie soda. Thanks, Mom. That's okay. We had donuts last night. Oh, yeah. She got so much pastry today. She spoils me with sugar. But she blinded me with science. We've got one more card to go. Oh no, we've got one more here. Okay, here we go. Now, if you're familiar with my ratings, you know this deck. You hold your breath when I shuffle it, don't you? Yeah, I bet you do, Pisces, Collective Sun, Rising Venus Sign, or Cross Watcher. Oh dear God, Spizano Love Pack. Such a lovely name. Love Pack, baby, Love Pack. Tin Roof busted with some of these cards. We got them problem cards. So please, my masters, be kind. Come on, it's the orphan archetype. Don't kick a kid when they're down. One card, please, for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus Sign, Twin Flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond, because we got the orphan archetype. We've got ideas and inspiration. We've got the 10 of Flames, right? The 10 of Wands, the Horror, with the 10 of Pentacles, right? The Harvest. Oh, with the family, and just it's everything fulfilled. So please, one card in clarity for this Piscean twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. That right now you're in withdrawal, right? So there we go. So that's just kind of saying what is right now, not what's going to happen, but what is. That you are not together physically, even if you're in the same building, you're withdrawn. Even if you're in the same house, you are withdrawn. That's my little brother's scratch the doors. Don't worry. It's either 2 dogs or a cat coming to get in. They're not allowed. I'm working. I'm big brother now. So that thing of withdrawal, right? Where it's like, I need to work on myself. Now, usually this can be seen as a very negative card. Look, there are times like the 8 of Cups where we just need to walk away. We need to go within. So this isn't just necessarily withdrawing. This is about doing the internal work, doing the emotional work, right? This is Pisces we're talking about here, doing the internal healing, to love the self, because, you know, thank you, Saint RuPaul. Gotta love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? Can I get a so mote it be? Sorry, I always wanted to say that on camera. So mote it be, amen, right? That it's just necessary for this foundation to really be complete, for you to complete your work individually so that you can be together and see where this relationship goes. And here's the thing, if you're only doing the work so that you can get what you want in this relationship, good luck. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes you do get what you want. And I notice for myself, when I just do the work for the sake of doing it for myself, doing it because it's what I am being guided to do, to pull back, to laugh, to cry, to scream, to, well, not punch the walls. I love my house. I don't punch my walls. I would have to repair them. But to love what rises without acting on it, right? To let those voices be heard, to love every bit of shadow inside of me, let it know that it's worthy, that it's worthy of love, that it's worthy of having what it wants, but only in a healthy way. Then you become the guardian angel for all that stuff. Then withdrawal is necessary for that. Because otherwise, we're in codependence no matter what we do, and we might not even be exhibiting the behavior. But if we're looking for other people to make us happy, right? So to clarify these three lanes, if you will, left lane, right lane, center lane, we're going to pull one of the Whispers of Love Oracle for each. So please, for the higher selves of all, and there are 3 angel statues in the window. For the higher selves of all involved, please, one card for the Divine Feminine, a Whisper of Love, in this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, a Whisper of Love. Have faith, Divine Feminine. Trust your faith in this situation. Have faith. That's really lovely. And that really actually makes a lot of sense, considering what she's got. We'll save that for the overview. You'll see how that lays out, but particularly with the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine really in the first 2 cards of that element spread the base. It's pretty cool. We're off to a good start. Let's do the same for the Divine Masculine here, please. Higher selves of all involved. It's so funny, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and I mean actual statues. Maybe I'll pop a picture up there of those 2. Right there. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see in editing. Please, the higher selves of all involved, one card in clarity. For the Divine Masculine in this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond, please. A card of your higher self guidance and grace. Turn on your heart light. Let it shine wherever. Ouch. I always do that with this card. It just cracks me up. Right? You couldn't use like a Joan Jett lyric or something. You had to go Neil Diamond. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love, which makes sense, right? So the Divine Feminine in separation, right? Healing the orphan child, the times that she's been abandoned, right? Have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. The Divine Masculine, turn on your heart light. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love, whether that was love of, right? The lover archetype, right? Whether it's love of art, love of lasagna, love of nature, love of another being loved. Focus on love, which is another card in this deck. But the key word there is allow yourself to, because oftentimes when we're in separation, it's very hard to feel love, because it's really hard to go from, I'll Abraham Hicks this for you, it's really hard to go from depression to joy in one big step. You really can't. You have to incrementally work your way up the emotional spiral. I prefer spiral other than scale. You get it, you kind of go up and then you can go down. But you never move backwards on the spiritual path, though. That's why embracing and loving what rises inside. Go watch Matt Kahn's videos. He's a genius. Well, he's an ascended master guided genius. And he's really funny, too. He's not dry at all. He cracks me up. Whenever he said the flaw of attraction, I fell off the couch, and I have a big couch. Hard to make me fall off. But that thing of, turn on your heart light. It's hard. It's tricky, but sometimes isolation is the best way to do that because, out of the sadness, the yearning, the depression, the disappointment, which is what heartbreak is really all about, is an expectation that did not come true. And really, even when it turns out well, nothing can ever meet our expectations, particularly if you're a Pisces anything, right? That fantastic, it's fantastic, which means a fantasy, right? Just a huge opportunity there for love to turn on your heart. I just wish it was a different song lyric, but that's me. A little snobby, I guess, with that stuff. Because you don't know what you've got till it's gone. There's a Joan Jett lyric. Yeah, let's wait for that one. Let's see if it comes around again. So please, let's get our last card down. In the center lane, please, the higher selves of all involved, one card in clarity. For this Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond, please. One card for the relationship itself, this one. Be in the present and dream of the future. That does make better sense than the one that popped. When we dream, everything is possible. Now I'm like that for the most part, but dream is certainly what a Piscean energy. Be in the present and dream of the future. So for where you are right now, remember this is just a month-ish, right? It's October-ish, October-esque, which means it might be going on a little bit in September, right, already, maybe going on into November. But to be in the present moment, because you're establishing really the relationship has everything that it needs in potential with that 10 of Flames and that 10 of Pentacles. So let's give you the overview. Looking at this angel, right? This divine feminine angel archetype. What does she want? She wants Pan. She wants the emperor. She wants the Hierophant hybrid, right? Wants that divine masculine, not just her own, but I can feel that so tangibly. Wants her counterpart. Why? Because she is what she has, right? She is the Empress. She's got that Empress card in the Earth position, her own divine feminine energy. So how does she get her? By being herself, by being authentic, by being whole and complete, and being in that process of wholeness and completion, right? What is she thinking? Well, it's the Gemini card, so she's probably thinking a lot, back and forth, up and down, left and right, looking at this from every possible angle. A lot of mutable air going on there, and if this is the Piscean, then we're dealing with mutable air and mutable water. That's a lot of carbonation going on. She might be a little shook going through this. But what she feels, right, because even that, with all that Gemini in her mind, what she's feeling is that strength, Ace of Flames, the One of Flames, the Ace of Wands, strong passion, strong desire, strong intention towards this divine masculine, even though I am getting, because that's a Piscean thing, if this is the Pisces in this relationship, feeling one day it's totally destined, the next day it's totally doomed. Which I have to say is very twin flamey in and of itself. But what's the overview there? The Maiden of Flames, Aries, that ultimately she needs her time to herself. To what? Have faith. Trust your faith in this situation if you are the divine feminine angel, because you're so used to just giving and giving and giving with nothing in return. Now is the time to give to yourself, and don't fake it with the angelic guidance, and don't act angelic. If you're feeling like shit, feel like shit. It's okay to feel like shit. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. Just watch your conduct, right? What you say and what you do and the choices that you make. Do not be possessed by that pain, those emotions, those feelings. All of that stuff is coming up to be loved and healed. Expressed, yes, but not through action. That's hard. That is hard. I am a Pisces moon. There are days where I just want to phone it in, or days where I just want to blow it up, and I really can't do that, but I've got to talk to that orphan child inside of me that feels some days nobody loves me, everybody hates me, guess I'll go eat worms. Now, we kind of have the same thing going on over here with this divine masculine lover archetype. What does he want? The Wheel of Fortune. Can we get on with this? This is supposed to be destined. I'm doing my work. I'm doing this, but can we please have a turn in the wheel for my favor, right? Wheel of Fortune is like luck. It's like, okay, I've planted my seeds, I've weeded the garden, I've watered, I've nurtured, I've fertilized. Where is my harvest? Can we get on with this? So it feels like a lot of waiting, but it is eventual, but that's what he wants, right? So what does he have? Six of Wands. Claim your victories where you can, right? Divine masculine, I can feel it. Every day is a victory for you, but you may not be seeing it because you're not with the one you want to be with. Now, if you are in another relationship, I understand that feeling of Seven of Pentacles. Like if you are feeling trapped, if you're in something that's not toxic, there's a lot of evaluation going on here, perhaps wondering and evaluating, right? Appraising whether or not this relationship with the divine feminine is worth it, because it's just taking so long. And then with that Eight of Swords, right? So you literally go from the Six of Wands in the element of earth to the Seven of Pentacles, the element of air, to the Eight of Swords in the element of water. So feeling trapped, feeling caught between something divine and something terrifying, probably vacillating back and forth. It's just such a rough card, the Eight of Swords. Not just overthinking, but that thinking that traps you, something belief system oriented, right? That you can't have what you want. Well, you can have what you want. Why? Because in the overview of the Queen of Swords, my divine masculine lover archetype, you've got an Aquarian card about seeing it from the larger perspective. There is a way through this. The wheel is turning in your favor. I really get the sense of that. Why? Because turn on your heart light. You just need to open your heart. You've been like a true divine masculine, and we love y'all for this. I am a divine feminine, I know. You're thinkers, you're planners, you're strategists, but you think you know everything. Do not let hubris, toxic pride, get in your way of thinking that you are the only one who can do this. All right, that's like a key of Messiah complex. I'm the only means through which can be saved. Must all be done through me, because there's always going to be more to heal. There's always going to be more to love and embrace. So to turn on your heart light, to allow yourself to feel the love, open your heart, because really the divine feminine, she's feeling it, but she's also opening her mind, right? She's got that Gemini card in the air position, where here I'm looking at your spread, I ain't seeing no cups. Just saying, you got one major arcana card, one wand, one pentacle, and two sword cards, one of which being the Queen of Swords, the Aquarius card. So with that lover archetype there, it's like turn on your heart light. Let it shine wherever you go. Let it be a happy glow for all the world to see. Sorry. Sorry. Willem belly laugh in a Neil Diamond context. So let's look at the center lane, the relationship itself. The orphan child, which I can only say I totally feel Piscean collective, right? That feeling of being abandoned and yet finding independence, finding your own road, finding your own way, not just of physical survival, but emotional survival, mental survival, spiritual survival. And ideas and inspiration underneath that. Sure, that your time alone, individually, whether divine masculine, divine feminine, feels like this is happening for both of you, that you are getting ideas and inspiration, that it is strengthening your connection to spirit. We are spirit. But sometimes the isolation, if we can transform the lead of loneliness and abandonment into the gold, we find out that we're never alone, that we're all one. I know it's a little cliche, but that it's quantum truth. It's fifth dimensional unity consciousness. And if the twin flame contracts are going to serve anything, it's to that end, right? To bring us into fifth dimensional. You know, it's not called fifth dimensional unity consciousness. It's fifth dimensional / unity consciousness. They are the same thing. Just unity consciousness goes back a bit further. Fifth dimensional, I think, was created in the past 100 years or so, probably less. The term, same thing though. And why do I say that? Because we've got that Ten of Flames, the Hora, with the Ten of Pentacles, right? Wealth and harvest, and the completion of the Suit of Swords with the completion of the Suit of Wands. It just really feels really, really strong that you're finishing up business that needs to be finished. Not just in this relationship, because I'm not feeling like you're together. And if you are, then yes, there is a way of interpreting saying that this relationship is over and that you withdraw from each other, but yet be in the present and dream of the future with this ideas and inspiration. This is an opportunity for you guys to start again, perhaps with a whole new foundation, but not anytime immediately soon. Probably not today, probably not tomorrow, but this relationship is transforming you both for the better. It is the twin flame relationship in and of itself is the crucible. So particularly with that, be in the present and dream of the future. That this relationship right now, at least at the point of this reading, is saying that the twin flame, like a crucible, like something in a furnace holding the object to be transformed so it can't move, right? Like you're both being isolated so that you transform this, that you have the opportunity for the new beginning. And I'll tell you, the divine feminine wants the new beginning. The divine masculine just wants to get this, come on, let's get on with this, let's get on with this. So I can't really say definitively for an entire collective of Pisceans, no less, how this is going to go, because you all have work to do, but don't we all have work to do? And just remember, in unity consciousness, when we heal our hearts, all hearts are healed, right? As we heal, all heal. As we bless our hearts, all hearts are healed. So just remember, every now and again, whenever you can remember, silently or loud, put your hand on your chest and go, I love you. It's okay. It's okay we miss them. It's okay we don't have what we want right now. And it's okay that we hate that we don't. You don't have to like it, right? It's like, it's okay, you don't have to like it. You go ahead, cry. Well, you want to wait till we get home? Go take a bath and we'll cry in the bathtub. No one needs to see it. I love you. Thank you for sharing your feelings with me, my child, my orphan child of the heart. I love you, because don't we all feel orphaned every now and again, particularly when we feel cut off from spirit by heartbreak or disappointment or yearning or longing for something to show up on the outside while what's already there on the inside is beckoning us forward. Told you I'm a Pisces moon. I've been doing this a long time. So I'm just going to say hang in there, right? Keep doing your own work, because one way or another, you're being prepared for something wonderful. I mean, really, these 2 10s right here, you're definitely in a phase of completion with this stuff. Yes, you're both in withdrawal from each other, but that to be in the present and dream of the future, this doesn't feel over by a long shot. That this twin flame relationship has, I'm feeling, a possibility, more than a probability, of imploding the twin flame soulmate thing and probably being a true love relationship. And I think I only saw that 1 or 2 other readings in this twin flame cycle. Cool. So I wish you the very best, and may you be blessed with all that you need in this twin flame relationship, my Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flamers, cross watchers, all of you. May you be blessed with all that you need to learn, to heal, to grow, to become the best that you can be. Fulfill your role in the divine plan. Fulfill this twin flame contract and move into true love as quickly, as gracefully, and as cleanly as possible. For the well-being of all that, I ask for you now. Cool. May you be best. May you be blessed. May you be blessed with the best, my Piscean collective fishy brothers and sisters. I love you all so much. But for now, from the basement in Saratoga, learning to print all of it's hot. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.